Hey everyone, so today in this video we'll see how network slicing is done with real UE and real G-Node B. The G-Node B that is used in this case is USRPB210, which is a software defined radio. For UE we are using nothing phone. So we'll look how this G-Node B and UE are tested with network slices, and for using network slicing we are using Aether and as well as SD core. So configuring all the network slices and device groups, we'll use this ROC. This ROC is provided by the Aether, and you can also see we are using multiple UPFs. We'll assign these UPFs to a particular slices. So in this case you can also use this UPF for a central side as well as the edge side, and this demo will be helpful for lab testing as well as for the enterprise level. So you'll see all those things how network slicing is done. So this is the network architecture diagram. We are using this Aether and all these ports, all these control plane ports as well as the user plane port, and there are two interfaces, that is access as the core and as well as the core, and access will be connected to this data IFS, and this data IFS will be useful for this OI RAN. So for connecting this RAN with the SD core, you'll have to establish this connection between the data IFS, between the core as well as the RAN. And also we have this ENO2 interface, node IP interface, that will be used for connecting the core with the data network. So for the RAN part we are using OAI, so CUDU part of OAI, and we have a software defined radio USRPB210. So let's head to the next diagram. So this is how this network slices will be configured. So in ROC will firstly assign the SIM to the several devices, and all those devices will be added to this device groups, and in particular size we will add these device groups to a particular slice. Like if there is slice 1, so you can add device group 1 to the slice 1, similarly device group 3, 4 to the slice 2, and respectively for the slice 3. So since there are different slices, we will have the different SST as well as the SD, and these slices will be all configured in the ROC, and this UPF, this multiple UPF will be assigned to this multiple slices. So you can see this connection, how the connection will be established between the SMF and UPF for the N4 and PFCP establishment request and response. So this is the network diagram of the today's demo. So let's head back to the terminal where we'll be deploying the Aether as well as the SD core, and we'll do some changes there, and then we'll directly test it with the real UE and the G-Node B. So first of all you need to have these two directories, that is Ether in a box as well as this code directory. So for cloning Ether in a box, you'll have to run this command git clone Ether in a box. So I have already cloned this repository, and you need to have this code directory. So if you go inside this directory, you will see these two charts. First one is SD core Helm charts and the ROC Helm charts. So SD core Helm charts is for the 5G core control plane, user plane, all those things, and similarly this ROC Helm chart is for Ether, ROC and GUI. So for cloning this SD core Helm charts, you'll have to run this command git clone SD core Helm charts, and similarly for this ROC Helm charts, you'll have to run this command ROC Helm charts. So all those things are already done. So after this you need to head back to the Aether in a box directory. So in this directory, before you run the exact command, that is make 5G core, before that you will have to do some changes in the SD core 5G values.yaml. In that file you have to provide this ngap external IP, and that IP should be similar to the database IP. And yeah, if now you need to run this command, that is this is ROC 5G models as well as this make 5G core. I have already executed this command. So after this it will take a few minutes for creating all the cluster, SD core and Ether, and after that you will see all these ports. Yeah, so all these ports will be created, this Ether ports as well as this OMAC, that is for 5G core, and then these are the additional UPFs. So now there is a reason why we have created these additional UPFs. So like currently in the scenario of Ether, every slice needs a single UPF. So since like if you have created 3 slices or 4 slices, so the number of UPFs will be 3 and 4 respectively. So this single UPF will be assigned to a single slice, and this another UPF will be assigned to the other slice. And there's also a default one, so this UPF will also be assigned to a network slice. And you can see network slice selection function is already up, and all these boards are running and all of them are in healthy state. So you can see the UPF also. Now let's head back to the Aether ROC dashboard, where we will configure all the network slices, will provide the SIM and device groups, and those things will assign this UPF to those slices. So first of all, you need to access the IP here. Okay, so this is the Aether dashboard. You can all see the information like slice, site, alerts and all those things. So first of all, you need to go to the configuration and then click on the site option. So there are two sites available. We'll just manage the first slide, that is AIAB. So in this slide, since we are using the MC, that we are using MCC MNC 001 and 01, so we'll update it right here. So according to your configuration, you can do the changes. So 0001 01 is fine, otherwise you need to change. Okay, now site configuration is done. Let's go to the SIM cards. So these are the default SIMs that Aether already has, but we need to add our own SIM with the PLM and obviously 001 and 01. So let us add a first SIM info, that will be SIM 00101, and at the end that is 7494. Similarly, click on the enterprise option, that is AIAB enterprise, and site similarly AIAB site, and display name should be like this only. I mean, it's completely up to you whatever you want to write on the display option, but this will be fine also. MC information we need to add. So MC is already here. Let's just copy the MC information. Okay, all the information are set up. I've configured NM. So let's update it and add one more SIM card. I mean, we need to add few more SIM cards because these SIM cards will be configured to the device and those devices will be added to the device groups. So let's add one more SIM info, that will be 95, and similarly enterprise will be AIAB and the site will be AIAB site only, and display name let's keep it the same, and MC value is obviously 95. Okay, so this is done. Let's update it once again. So we need to add 4 more SIM cards. Just add it again. This is for the new device. In this we will take the SIM info from 01. That will be the first SIM number. And this is the MC only. And display name will be same only. And okay, enterprise option AIAB enterprise, and the site will be AIAB site only. So let's update it once again. And let's do this step first. So one more SIM information. This is done. Let's change it to 2. And display name is the same 02. And sorry, AIAB enterprise option. Now AIAB enterprise, and the site will be AIAB. And update. 2 more are remaining. Let's configure them also. SIM will be okay. This is the last SIM information now. This will be added to the third device, and MC SIM only. Display name, let's configure the display name, Air enterprise, the site. Okay, let's update this also. Now this is where commit history is. You can see all the information that we have added till now. That is information. Let's just commit it. Okay, so the 3 changes are committed. So you can see more SIMs now. That is 40 SIM. So, okay, so these are the SIMs that are the new SIMs that we configured recently. So we have configured 5 SIM cards. Now this is the time to assign the SIM cards to the device. So these are already the device that are already there by default by Aether.
we are adding new device. So there's nothing phone 1, enterprise similarly, site information, and display name will be this only. So you can also add the IMEI, but it's not mandatory, it's all up to you. Now add the SIM card. The SIM that we configured right now was 94. This was the first SIM that we configured. Okay, now the last thing is updated. SIM card device has been updated. We need to add few more devices. So let's keep it nothing phone 2. Yeah, nothing phone 2. And enterprise and the site info. AIA. Yeah. Display name will be similar. And once again, IMEI, it's all up to you. So let's assign the SIM 001 and update it. So we need to configure few more devices. So I'll just skip that part and then I'll resume the video. So okay, all these are done. Now just need to add the last device. So I mean, you can use this device information for any IoT device or any immersive devices like AR, VR lenses, or even you can like use it like we did just now. We can also assign this for a device, a UE device only, phone only. So this is the last SIM, this is 0. Other all devices already been configured. Now let's look at the commit history. This is the basket where the commit history is visible. Let's commit all these changes. Okay, so these SIM has been configured and they are already added to a device. Now we need to add those devices to the device groups. So you have to click on the device group option. So okay, so these are the default device groups that is already configured by Aether, that is already provided by the Aether. So we can even add our own device groups, or you can already change this device group only, that is already defined by the Aether. So you can see all the default use already added. Let's add few more devices on this device groups. So let's add nothing phone 1 as well as the DG one that I've configured is in the last moments. So these are the device groups, and let's update this. Okay, so this is the maximum bitrate, downlink and uplink speed that you want. Let's modify this option also. Let's give it to the maximum speed. I mean, you can add few more, but this is the, I guess, the maximum one. Let's update this one also. So this is also updated. Let's go back, and now it's time for adding our own device group. So let's name it device group 2. Enterprise will be AIAB, and similarly site will be AIAB. Display name can be similar. It's all up to you what you want to add in this display name, but right now we'll keep it the same. And IP domain pool 2 just added. So okay, so in this case we can do few more things. We can give the least Mbps speed, least data bit rates, so we can have a good idea about network slice. We can even see a drastic change between the device group 1 and device group 2. Okay, now let's add the device. Nothing phone 2. Okay, where is nothing phone? Okay, this is nothing phone 2, and we can add one more, that is DG2 that I already configured. Okay, the speed is similarly low as compared to the last one. Let's update it also. And it's time for adding the last device group, that is device group 3. Okay, the enterprise will be same, site also same, display name, and the IP domain pool 3. Okay, so this time let's give it like an average speed that is 25 Mbps for uplink as well as the downlink speed. This for the downlink. AP class device class, that is IoT device. If you have IoT device, you can test it by IoT device. Otherwise you can just go with a simple phone, mobile device. Let's update this also. Let's go to the commit history. This is the basket, and let's commit all these things. Okay, so all the device groups devices and the sim have all been configured. And now the last thing, that is go to the slice. Okay, this is the current slice, this is the default one. You can add information on this slice only, you can modify this slice also, and we can also add our own slice. Let's go back and create our own slice, and let's call it slice 2 AIB, and this is the display name will be slice 2, and allow all, change it to allow all as SD, slice differentiator, and SSD. And this is, let's set the device group at this. So this is the second device group that we created by our own, and the device group 1 is already added to the default slice, the slice that is already present there. That's why we are adding. Okay, so this is the least Mbps speed, because we have given the most Mbps speed in the first slice, that is slice 1, and this is the slice 2. And as we did for the device group, let's add one more slice. This will be final slice, third slice, slice 3rd, enterprise, and the site, and display name is slice 3 only. And in this you keep it to allow all, 0303, and SSD will be 3, because every slice will have different SSD SD, and device group will be 3rd here. Let's give it average speed this time, because slice 1 has the maximum speed, slice 2 has the lowest speed, and slice 3 has an average speed. Also UPF have been assigned, the particular different UPFs have been assigned to different slices. All the things are configured. Let's commit these changes. Okay, so now everything is done. So if you'll see the slice, okay, you can also see the dashboard right here. These are the things, slices, 3 slices. Device group 1 is to the AIAB slice, device group slice 2, device group slice 2. Now let's go back to the lab and test it with the real UE. As you can see, sim is already attached to the UE, and it is already attached to the device, and those devices are attached to the slices, and we have configured least speed, maximum speed, and the average speed to those slices. Now let's take this step to the lab, and lab will show you how it is done with the real U and the real G-Node B USRP, and then we'll observe the speed, and also we can modify those speed, those slice at there only. Okay, so now time for the lab. So this is our 5G lab, and this is the server on which we are deploying network slicing, and this is the server on which Aether is running on, and this server is connected with a software defined radio that is USRP B210. This USRP B210 is directly connected with this server. So right now the USRP is being deactivated because we have not run the script from the terminal. So let's have a look after activating the USRP. So these are two UEs, that is nothing phone, and this one is also nothing phone. So we are using two different SIM cards. So the SIM card on this phone is from device group 1st and slice 1, and this is the SIM card of the slice 2. Now we'll run the USRP RAN, and let's see what happens after we run the script. So okay, it's in the process stage. Let us wait for a few seconds. Okay, now the USRP is activated. If you have a look at the USRP, you can see both green light as well as the red light, which means that the USRP is activated. Now let us remove Airtel mode. So yeah, first of all, let's remove this one. So as you see, 5G is already there. 5G is already there. If you will have a look at the SIM, it says NGCO 5G, and all those things are already mentioned here. And similarly, the 5G is also there. Now let us have a look at the speed test. So let's have a look at the speed test. So it's going through 69, and it is slightly slow because this was from the different network slice. and as you can see, in the first network slice it is going up to 80 Mbps, and in the previous section I already mentioned that the sim of the network slice second we have configured very low speed. So that's the main reason why this one is showing 80 Mbps and this one is showing nearly 0 Mbps. Also, if you have a look at the video, we can play some of the YouTube videos also. Yes, still it won't go, this device won't go for the high quality. You can also see there's lagging, there's buffering on the videos, and this one is working completely fine. So that's the main use case. Like if for the network slice first the speed is so high, and when we configured network slice 2 and sim was assigned to this network slice, that's why the speed is very slow. So this was the last sim that we were using, which was assigned to network slice 2. Now we will use a different sim which is assigned to network slice 3rd under the device group 3rd. Okay, so as you can see the RAN is working fine. Let us check out the logs of AMF also. So yeah, AMF here says shows some of the logs. Now let us put the SIM inside this phone. Okay, the SIM is inserted, and now let's remove it from the airplane mode. Okay, so the things are done. Let us check out the logs also. So here it says that SUPI and SUPI IMSI informations are done, and the packets are receiving. Okay, now you can see the device, you can see the 5G sign here also. That means the network slice 3rd is also working fine. And you can even search some of the questions or even go through YouTube. Okay, here you can see this is slice number 3rd. I mean the speed will be quite low as compared to the slice number 1, but still it will be better in some ways. So this is how the network slicing and different things are working. How we firstly use the sim number 1 which was assigned to network slice first, and similarly we used a different sim which was assigned to slice number 2 and similar to slice number 3, and we observed that while we were using the network slice 1 the speed was the most, and then it reduced gradually when we used network slice number 2 as well as slice number 3. So this is how Aether and SD code along with the real UE as well as G-Node B software defined radio, all those things are done in our lab.